Hello there, welcome to Five Figures. Let's start off today with this Marvel Toy Biz Stegron. This is from the line I think called Escape from the Vault, and it's a Marvel action figure character I have never heard of. Never heard of this guy, but he is literally like a Stegosaurus monster guy, and released from the Marvel Toy Biz line, not Legends or anything, just the regular line, but he just looks amazing. And he's pre-posed awkwardly, but the sculpt on this thing is outstanding. The paintwork on it is amazing. And I mean, he's got an action feature. You know, nobody likes that, but still. He's got nice rotation on his shoulders. He does have some click in there. His jaw articulates. His head rotates. He's got a neck that rotates at the bottom. Nothing in the hands, nothing in the wrists. And then you just get this weird pivot, like woman hips at the thighs, a single knee. So his posability really isn't that much, but he does get a tail twist to him. But, you know, if you've never seen this, if you've never heard of this action figure, marvel at him. Just look at him. That's nuts. Stegron. And like I said, I think the line's name was Out of the Vault or something like that. But very interesting figure. You know what I'm going to look at next? I'm going to look at this Star Trek. I've got a whole bunch of Star Trek figures. I'm not a giant Star Trek fan, but something about their figures, especially their Playmates line, I find incredibly endearing. They're very simple. Just something about them I really like. This is the Green Woman, and I think that's all she is known as. She's from an original episode of Star Trek, and all she did was dance, and she was green. That's it. And this was a kind of harder Star Trek figure to get a hold of. Not pricey, just there wasn't a lot of them out there. I like to pose her with my Star Wars Ula because I think they remind me of each other. But just a simple 5 POA, rotation at the shoulders, thighs. Can't get her into any sort of good pose at all. She is basically pre-posed and just that way. So that's all you're going to get. And you get a little bit of head rotation, but it really doesn't do anything. She does have peg in the bottom of her feet, so you can just stick her on that. And I'm going to pop her over there so she's not in the way. And next up, I'm going to look at Tigra. This is from, I'm trying to think of what line this is from. It's a weird, awkward, 8-inch scale. Why it's that big, why they made this, because Icer here is a 7-inch scale. This guy was huge. And they didn't finish the line. This is another Thundercats line that they never finished. This Tigra, that being said, he does look great. He's got great articulation, ankle, pivot, swivel, double jointed knees, single jointed elbows, but he's got a great range of movement and just incredible vibrant colors. It's just a shame that there really isn't, there's a Lion-O and a Mum-Ra, and I think that's it. That's the only figures from this line that I can remember really matching up with him. And I can't even remember the manufacturer on this. But yeah, I looked on his feet before the video. I just couldn't find it. His head joint is pretty loose, but it's a very impressive figure. I just wish that they had finished the line. I wish there had been more of them. He comes with his whip, bolo thing. Like I said, it breaks my heart because this is such a good toy. And man, if you could have give me a Chitara like that, I don't care if that's the only one. I would have bought it. I don't care. I would spend the money. I'd get that. Definitely one of my more favorite Thundercats characters. I'm going to set him out of the way back there. Next up, I'm going to look at MOTU Classics Icer. He is transparent, but it's kind of hard to see because he's translucent. But he's got frosting all over him. So it's not clear. But he's definitely clear and frosted. Comes with an ice spear that he carries around. Great looking design. Ab crunch. He's got your typical MOTU Classics articulation, which is fairly limited. It's not super posable, but it does everything that I think a figure should do. And of course, you get the beautiful sculpting by the Four Horsemen. And it's just a good figure. I'm sad that this line is pretty much gone because I just thought that he's just a great addition to it, and you can use him in any capacity. Next up, this is a Toy Biz Marvel Legends Blackheart. Not a character I've ever read about or am terribly familiar with. But look at this tail. And it's got a bendy wire in it. Double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, bendable hands, bendable wrists, multiple toe articulation. I'm not sure where the foot is supposed to be, or where it's just supposed to like crouch around on it like that. Like I said, I'm not familiar with this character. I've only seen him in one of the fighting games. I think Marvel vs. Capcom. But the figure itself is just insanely impressive. He's got all these tendrils on his head, and his sculpt is awesome. There isn't like any texture of paint because it's really basically just a flat black matte finish all over it. But the posable hands, on most of the time, I don't really care for. And the posable ankles, I don't really care for. But for this particular figure, it all works. The ball joint hips work. The ab crunch totally works. I mean, it all really goes together well. He is pokey in a lot of places, but definitely such an odd, crazy design. And I love it. And I like I said, I've never even seen the character in a comic hardly. But he is a thing of beauty to behold. And, you know, I guess a lot of these figures here today really represent figure lines that are gone. He was short-lived. This, you know, I guess it lasted longer than as long as it needed to. It's just sad to see it go. So, yeah. Anyway, that has been my 5 figures for the day. Hope you like the video. Hope you like the figures. And thank you so much for watching. And I will catch you guys later. Bye.